Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? So for this one, right? This gonna be about the great escape from Grand Rapids. What you mean, Mr. Roll Up? How you coming? Hey, look, right? I went on a mission out to Grand Rapids one time, and man, I tell you, what a motherfucking day. Alright? So look, right? You know I gotta scale everything from the beginning, right? So I made a live when I was talking about my crew that was inside of my gang that I had in prison. You know, I had a crew of homies that I was rolling with inside of the gang banging that I was on. So I was gang banging with the GDs, and then I had my own little crew on the side too, as well. You know what I'm saying? I spoke on that in my live, you know. I spoke on the guys and everything, right? One of the guys, his name was Nard, right? So fast forward to tape, this 2017, right? I'm 2 years out of prison. I'm looking for another job. Just so happened, my homie Nard, that I was talking about, one of the guys that was in my crew while I was in prison, he found my Facebook page, you know what I'm saying? And we got to talking on Facebook, like, damn, bro, you ain't seen you in a while, blah, 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 how life been, you know? So while we in the middle of talking about that, he told me he do demolition now. And he like, man, I could put you on, blah, blah, blah. You know, I put the word in for you if if you want to work, I got you. I'm like, yeah, tap me in. He like, pull up to the site tomorrow. He like, I'm gonna get you hired instantly. I'm like, okay. So the demolition company was called Blue Star Demolition. Blue Star, at that time, you had Adamo Demolition and Blue Star Demolition. Them was the top two demolition companies back then at that time. I don't know about now, but back then, they was the big ones. You know, Adamo was number one, and then Blue Star was number two. Well, this was at Blue Star. So when I pulled up to the place, Nard met me there. Mind you, I ain't seen my boy in a couple years, you know, since prison days, you know. So we kicked it for a minute. They're like, yeah, bro, go in there. I already got you pulled up. You straight. I go in there. I filled out the little app. They hired me instantly. Gave my hard head, you know, all the little accessories that I needed, everything for demolition. After that, you go to a site. What they do is they'll call your phone or they'll text you an address and they'll tell you to be at that address at 7 a.m. The way how Blue Star operate, when they hire you and they put you on the site, what the site is, it's probably about like 10 workers, right? And then you got the head guy running the show. He called a foreman. In the contractors world, foremen are the managers, you know. So they call foremen in contractors world. So basically what happened is the foreman, he the one that got senior time in. He didn't put his work in. So now he get to become a foreman. So he tell all the other workers what to do, clean it up, put it here, blah, 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 all of that, you know. He tell them what to do. All the workers do the job. He oversee it. He get paid for it. That's how it work in demolition. You build your name up. Next thing you know, you running the sites. And when you running the sites, you call the foreman. So what happened is when they send you to a site with about anywhere from like 5 to 10 guys, y'all all have an assignment to do. Y'all got to knock down some walls, you know, whatever the case is. Demolition is tearing it down, whatever it is. So that's your job. Basically, the foreman and the workers, they come up with a equivalation out of you at the end of the day. So what they say is, hey, that new guy, he caught on quick. He was pretty good. We like him. You know, you could do something like that, and then you would get called back to that site the next day. You do the same work again. The team and the foreman say the same thing. They end up picking you up on a team. Now, when you first start and you first start doing this, just say if the first team don't like you, they'll send you to another site. You get about a week and a half, about 2 weeks before a team has to pick you up. A team has to pick you up. If a team don't pick you up, you're fired. And like I said, you got about 2 weeks to get picked up. So you got to go in there and bust your ass to get hired by a team, right? So when I came in there, I never did demolition in my life, but I learned it just like that. You know, I could see something happen a couple times, and then I pretty much got it from there. You know, I'm real photogenic. I'm on site. You know, so I was watching what was going on. I started applying the same things that I seen other workers doing. I started learning off other people. So I quickly became an elite player at demolition real quickly. So about my third or fourth day in, I got hired on the team. The team I got hired on was a black guy. Me and him was the same age. We was like 27, 28 at the time, right? That was my dog, D, you know. It was me, him, and 2 other guys. It was 4 of us. We was all black guys around the same age. We all from Detroit. We all be on the same shit, all of that, you know. So it was perfect. We was rocking. And we was the only 4-man team on Blue Star that was wrecking shit. We was killing the game, you know what I'm saying? So we started getting more sites, you know. We finishing jobs that take about a week and a half. We finishing them in like 3-4 days, you know. So we catching contract at the contract, basically, you know. So we ended up catching the contract out to Grand Rapids. This 6 months later, fast forwarding the tape, you know, we've been putting in work everywhere. We've been acting a fool, you know what I'm saying? And our crew, all 4 of us, we was turned up, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the foreman, he was cool, so he didn't care what we do, you know, so we be smoking, drinking, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. As long as we do our work, you know what I'm saying, we good. And we do our work, and we straight, you know what I'm saying? We could do whatever after that, you know? Me and my foreman got so cool, at the time, he didn't have a car. I used to pick him up from his house and drop him off when we got off work every day. My foreman, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how cool we was. Like, that was my nigga, you know what I'm saying? He had a little party or something going on, you know, I come show up and shit, you know. It was love, you know. The other guys, we was cool, you know. One of the other guys, I went to the strip club with him before, you know. One of the other dudes, me and him ain't never went nowhere, you know, but we smoked a lot, you know. We talked some shit. I got into it with the nigga a couple times, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't want no smoke. But it wasn't no beef, you know, it was just little shit going on at the job, you know. So it was what it was. But the 4 of us, man, we was like the hood Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? We'd go to them sites and we'd tear that shit up so fast. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting a contract out in Grand Rapids, Michigan, right? Grand Rapids, right? So say this the Michigan map. Grand Rapids, like over here, right over here somewhere. Detroit, like right here somewhere. So we on the opposite ends of each other. It's about a 3-hour drive from Detroit to Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids is on the further west side of the state. Detroit is on the further east side of Detroit. I mean, the further east side of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? We got a contract out there. What happened is when your site is so far out your zone, you get a premium pay on it. So just to say, if you're making 15 an hour and you take a contract outside of your zone, now you at 17 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all got to work through the night, it's a night shift. So that's an extra $2 premium added on top of it too. So you went from 15 to 19 an hour. You know what I'm saying? By being out of town and having a nighttime premium. You know what I'm saying? You went $19 an hour. That quick, you know. So we out there in Grand Rapids, right? We had a Kroger that we was doing demo work in, right? So, you know, the letters, the Kroger letters that sit right in front of the building, those big letters right there. So you will know what grocery store you at, because the big ass letters, it sit right there on the store, right? Well, Kroger wanted us to take those letters down and put some new ones up there, right? That shit might sound simple, but it's a very scary job, because you got to go in that bucket, you got to get shot up in the air, and you got to guide yourself over to them letters, and then you got to pick them letters up. They all sit on the hook, and them letters is heavy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get the letter in the bucket with you, you got to guide that damn bucket back on down on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to shoot back up there, next letter. You know what I'm saying? And then the same thing when you put the new letters up there. You got to do the same shit, you know. So that was one of the things we had to do. I never did no shit like that. I did it with ease. Shit, we on the other side of town. We get money. I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we on the night shift, right? While we on the night shift, this is one of our last days. You know what I'm saying? We realized, like, in the back of the store, it's like it's a little area with no cameras at. And they got a whole bunch of clothes and, you know, colognes and perfumes and shoes, a whole lot of shit like that, you know what I'm saying, that they about to, like, get rid of type shit, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no cameras back there. So me and my mans, you know, we went back there a couple times because we was on the night shift. So we was the only ones in the building, you know. And you know, we know where all the cameras at, everything. We doing demo in this store, you know what I'm saying? We know where everything is. But no cameras in that back room at all. So I'm telling him, I'm like, dog, what's up with all this shit, bro? Like, man, fuck that. I'm about to get some of this shit. I don't give a fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Because we was out there for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So we had Monday to Monday be out there. Also, when you, you know, go outside your zone, the company pay for your hotel room as well. And you get a nice hotel and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool going OT. Is what they say, you know, in the demolition world. Going OT, you know what I'm saying? They got a nice premium on it, you know what I'm saying? And they pay for your hotel room, you know what I'm saying? And I think they pay for your lunch too, if I'm not mistaken. But I think so, you know. But anyway, everything paid for, nice premium, well worth it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in there being greedy, you feel me? Because I'm watching all this shit piled up in the back. It's like, the fuck they about to do with that? You know, even though they ain't my business, but that was just the hood mentality, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, we about to get this. Man, I started grabbing some of that shit little by little, day by day, getting away with it. Wasn't saying nothing. I'm like, look, man, we got to be out of here by Monday. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, Friday was our last day. We had finished all our work on that Friday. So we had that Saturday and Sunday. And then that Monday morning, you know, the rooms was done. They done paying for them by Monday morning. So Monday morning, we got to be out of there. Well, this is that Friday before that Monday, right? This was the time when I had that SS Monte Carlo, that black one, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no registration on the car, no insurance, none of that. My license was suspended, all of that. I was just bold, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all the way on the other side of the state, you know, but it was what it was. So anyway, I'm out there bald as hell, you know what I'm saying? Now, we robbing the damn Kroger that we here to do demo on, you know what I'm saying? So we get that shit, right? That Friday pop up. I'm like, man, we might as well grab everything we gonna get because this our last day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be out of here on Monday. We finished today, you know, so we gotta get what we need to go get. He like, all right, cool. So we did our little work. We finished up and shit, you know. While we finishing up, you know, we like, all right, it's time. So we just got the bag and all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? We bagging everything, cologne, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was all type of shit. Like, it was a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And look, when I start doing interviews, I'm going to interview him and I'm going to let him tell you. You know what I'm saying? So you know I ain't lying. But, man, we grabbed all of that shit, right? We had two big dumbass bags, you know, because you know in the back they got different bags back there, you know what I'm saying? So they had big ass grocery bags back there, you know what I'm saying? Big as fuck. Man, we had two of them stuffed full of shit, you know what I'm saying? So we stuffed the motherfuckers, pulled the car up in the back, threw the shit in the car, we pulled off, right? We got off, you know what I'm saying? We got the fuck on. We out of there, right? While we get up out of there, you know, we flying down the street because I'm trying to hurry up and get back to the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, I done already been charged for this shit, so this ain't no self-snitching, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I done already did my time on this and everything, so no. You know what I'm saying? Well, while we flying up the street, you know, to head back to the hotel room and shit, flying, it's like 3 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we was on the night shift, you know, so we wouldn't get off till like 2 a.m., you know, so it's about 3 a.m. We got all this stolen shit in the trunk. You got the hangers on it, the damn tether rings on the shoestrings, all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? We grabbed all that shit, colognes, perfumes, all type of shit. It was a whole lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, for real. So anyway, we got all that shit in the back, you know what I'm saying, stuffed in these big ass bags, right? It says Monte Carlo, 3 in the morning, flying out there in Grand Rapids. Damn light about to change in the red, you know what I'm saying? It go to yellow, then it go to red, you know what I'm saying, to stop. I flew through that bitch. My man's telling me like, nah, don't do that, bro. I'm like, man, fuck that. We gotta get this shit to the room. You know what I'm saying? Boom, blew the light, right? After I blew the light, right? You know, while I'm crossing the street, I looked to my right, you know, to see if it was cars coming, you know, from the opposite way, you know. I turned my head. I see some headlights coming towards us. Guess who it was? A cop. Just so happened it was a damn cop. Wasn't no cars, it was just one car, and it was a cop car. So the cop seen me blow the light. He pulled me over for this shit, right? He pulled me over. Seen my license was suspended, all of that shit, right? Tell me get out the car. He like, look, I ain't gonna take you to jail, but I'm impounding your car. I'm like, man, come on, man. Mind you, this that Friday. We gotta be gone by that Monday. And this happened that Friday morning, you know what I'm saying, like 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So we down our last couple days of being out there, or we gonna be homeless. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be homeless by Monday morning. You know what I'm saying? And we all the way on the other side of town. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was crazy. So for the cop to tow my car, it was like, how the fuck we gonna get back to the D? You know what I'm saying? Well, by the cop, getting ready to tow the car, they going all through the car searching everything and all this. I'm like, look, man, they ain't go to the trunk. I'm like, I gotta get that shit out the trunk, My man's like, all right, go ahead, play it how you play it. I walked up to the cop. I asked him, I was like, hey, man, can I grab something out the trunk? I'm like, it's for my kids, The cop was cool, it was two of them, but the cop that I was talking to, he was cool, So he was like, yeah, no problem. He pushed the trunk button, trunk popped open. I go to the trunk. Of course, all the bags wasn't tied up, you know what I'm saying? So about 60% of that shit that spilled all over in the back of the trunk. You know what I'm saying? It's all spread over in the back of the trunk, especially the colognes. Like the cologne, the perfume was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was like, damn, he's about to go to jail for real. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stolen shit, Man, I got to grabbing as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? While I'm grabbing everything, I tell my man, I'm like, come help me grab this shit, So he come over to the back of the trunk. He helped me grab the shit. While we grab what we grab, we take the shit out the trunk. Because the police started coming back there. When we take the shit out the trunk, the police get to grabbing the rest of the shit that was in the trunk, and they was handing it to us. The stolen shit. No lie. They was handing it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like they was helping us put the shit in the bags. They just wanted the car. Honest words. You know what I'm saying? So we still left a whole lot of this shit in the trunk because it was just too much. You know what I'm saying? So we had to leave so much anyway. But we still got away with so much. So we got two big ass bags. We walking down the street full of stolen shit. You know what I'm saying? There was a gas station that wasn't too far away from where we was at, where the police took my car, So of course, they gave me the info where the car was going, all of that type of shit, right? All right, so we get to the gas station, right? When we get to the gas station, it was a taxi guy sitting there at one of the pumps. He was an African taxi guy, you know what I'm saying? So we walked up to him, we like, hey man, you busy, blah, blah, blah. He like, no, you gotta go. We told him, he shot us to the hotel room, you know what I'm saying? So we get to the hotel room, we throw all that shit on the bed, spread it all out, all type of shit. We got thousands of dollars worth of shit, you know what I'm saying? But my damn car is in the impound, you know what I'm saying? How the fuck we gonna get back to the D by Monday morning? We gotta be gone. You know what I'm saying? And we got all this shit. Like, we gotta be gone, Man, we just in the room talking about it. Like, that was crazy how the police was just handing us the shit, you know what I'm saying? But thank God they wasn't on nothing with it, you know what I'm saying? So we got away with it, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. So after that, the very next morning, so we stayed up probably like 4, 5 in the morning talking about how we gonna play this, Mind you, I got a suspended license. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put the car in my name anyway. You know, but I'm like, shit, I gotta do what I gotta do. So he like, what's the play? I'm like, shit, in the morning, I'm gonna just walk up to the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State, it was like a 45-minute walk from where we was at. You know, I'm like, I don't got no other choice. I'm just had to walk up there. You know what I'm saying? So he like, all right, fuck you. I walked up there. I'm up there for a while. You know what I'm saying? Before I even got seen. By the time I got seen, and you're not gonna believe, I've been in there all day. Like, they Secretary of State is wired up differently. They Secretary of State is it's like a little strip mall store inside of a mall, you know. So they only can deal with so many people at a time. You know what I'm saying? By the time they got around to me, it was 4:51 p.m. And you know they closed at 5 p.m. So it was 9 minutes left by the time they finally got to me, right? So I done walked up there and everything. I've been in line all day. They went on break, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Now they finally get to me. It's 9 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? I give them my paperwork, you know. They like, yeah, man, you got a red flag on your name. I'm like, what you mean? They like, you know, your license suspended, blah, blah, blah. You can't put no cars in your name. So they told me that basically I can't put a car in my name. You know what I'm saying? So I was hit. I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna get my car back? I can't even put a car in my name. You know what I'm saying? Because even with a suspended license, you can still put a car in your name. You just can't legally drive it. But they had blocked me from that. Like, I couldn't even put a car in my name. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was hit. Because the only way you can get your car back is, you know, you put insurance on it, you know, all of that, you get it registered, you know, you get a plate and all that. That's the only way how the impound lot will give you your car back, is you got to have all of them credentials first, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to pay the towing fee, you know what I'm saying? So they smoked me, you know. Mind you, it's like 8 minutes left before they close. When they close on Friday, they don't open back up till Monday. And it's over with. You know what I'm saying? By Monday morning, we put out. So I'm like, I got to make something happen right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like 4:52 at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing in the hallway while everybody walking past, right? I seen this guy. It was this guy, he was walking with a girl. And something made me reach out to him, you know, and I did. I was like, hey, bro, look, I need to holler at you, you know. He like, what's going on, man? I'm like, look, man, I'm like, I know you don't know me, but I need you to put my car in your name. You know what I'm saying? Girl laughed like, nigga, what? I'm like, look, I swear to God, I just need you to get this car, you know what I'm saying, off the impound for me so I can get back on my side of town. And then by the time the title come in the mail, you could just call me. I'll come back and pick up the title. I'll get it out your name. You know, I'm like, I just need you to put this title in your name, you know, so I can get my car back. Him and the girl talked about it. The girl like, nah, don't do that, you know. The guy, he like, look, wait, you know, he like, hold on. So he turned to me. He was like, you know what? I got you. I'm like, straight up. He like, yeah, I got you. Come on, let's do it. He told girl walked away, right? Me and him walked back in Secretary of State. So while we walk up in there, right, we instantly go back to the front of the line because it's only like 5 minutes left until close. You know what I'm saying? We was the last ones to walk through there. You know what I'm saying? They locked the doors behind us and everything, you know. We went in there. Dog put my title to my SS Monte Carlo, you know, because I had the title, but I just didn't get it registered and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I put the title in his name. He signed it, all of that. He did all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they put the car in his name, right? mind you, I had walked up here. So after that, they told me, you know, when dog put the car in his name and everything, they said he got to get a police clearance. You know what I'm saying? Before he can even get the car off the lot, he got to get a police clearance. You know what I'm saying? So while we walking up out of there, I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just happy that he put his name on the title, so now I can get the car. I wasn't even thinking about, you know, none of this that was coming up, you know. But anyway, we walk up out of there. I'm about to piece him out. I'm like, man, good looking, bro. I appreciate that. Woo, woo. You know, not knowing that I needed him for this next segment or I wasn't going to get my car. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he knew, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, hey, bro, you know, how you get up here? You know, I'm like, man, I walked, you know. He like, oh, man, come on, ride with me. He like, I'm about to take you to the police department. He was like, I'm about to get this police clearance for you, and then we gonna go up to the impound lot and get your car off the lot. Swear to God, on Beezy, I don't lie on the dead. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that I needed him for that. You know what I'm saying? But he just came off the hip with it. Was like, yeah, you know, I gotta get this clearance. That's the only way you can get the car, you know? And he like, you walk? He like, man, come on, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's some real shit. You feel me? So we walked in his car. He didn't charge me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we get in the car, right? He had a guy in the passenger seat. The guy was leaned back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the seat behind the guy named Shine. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the seat behind Shine. Shine, the one that put the title in his name and everything for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting behind him. We rolled up to the police station. By the time we get up there, the guy that was in the passenger seat all leaned back. He started talking, and you know, he was a little rainbowish. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, a little, you know, but I ain't care. I'm like, man, fuck you. I'm going ahead and get my car. You feel me? We walked into the police department. He had to go through a whole clearance, like for real. I was in there with him. You know what I'm saying? He had to go through a whole clearance and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So after he did that, they gave him his police clearance. We left out of there, right? We go up to the impound lot. The impound lot was a police car lot, police tow yard. You know what I'm saying? So it was ran by the police. That's why he had to get, you know what I'm saying, a police clearance. You know what I'm saying? Man, we get there to the lot. I remember it. It was $101 to get it off the lot. I had like $105 on me. You know what I'm saying? Gave them the 101. They gave me the keys. They were like, your car on the lot. My man was like, hey, you good? Woo woo. Man, I gave him the biggest hug. Like, you know, that was love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't believe that. You know what I'm saying? This guy didn't know me from nothing. From nothing. You know what I'm saying? I straight just knew the right person to ask. You know what I'm saying? And he came through for me full-fledged. And he didn't know me from nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he put my car in his name. Like, it could have been dead bodies in that damn car. You know what I'm saying? And he was willing to take the risk. And he did. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was cold. You know what I'm saying? And all of this was in the same day. You know what I'm saying? All of this was like within an hour. No lie. You know what I'm saying? Even when I got to the car, this was like the middle of January or something, you know, so it was real cold and all of that shit, right? I went to start the car, the battery was dead. He pulled his car up back there, jumped in and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro was 100, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this my dog, I fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? Man, after that, he was like, bro, whatever you need, hit me up, let me know, woo. He like, you cool, I fuck with you, I got you, woo, woo. I'm like, that's 100, man. So out there, they move a little, they system move a little faster than our side of town do, you know. So on our side of town, to get your title back in the mail, you know what I'm saying? The green title, you know, with your name on it and all of that take about 2 weeks on our side of town. On their side of town, over there in Grand Rapids, over there on that side of town, less than a week. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm like, hey, you know, bro, just call me when the title come in, you know, because I told him I was from Detroit, you know, and I got to get back home, you know what I'm saying? So he like, yeah, you know, it ain't no problem, woo woo. So I'm like, all right, look, I'm like, as soon as the title come in, let me know. I'll come back out here to come pick the title up, you know what I'm saying? When I come pick the title up, I take it out your name and everything, you know what I'm saying? Just good luck, good looking, you know, for getting it back for me, you know what I'm saying, in the first place. You know, he like, I got you, bro. As soon as it come in the mail, I got you. I'm like, big, you know. So, I ain't had nothing but the little temporary title, you know what I'm saying? Well, here it is. I get the car out the lot. I drive straight back to the hotel, you know what I'm saying? The foreman that I was with, mind you, he rode out there with me, you know what I'm saying? So me and him, we was basically stuck out there if I went there and got my car back, you know. But I pull up to the hotel room. The foreman, he like, yeah, bro, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I showed him the car keys. I'm like, nigga, you thought I was playing, nigga? He like, oh, how the fuck you get the whip? Woo, woo. I'm like, dog, I was like, I had to finesse a play. I'm like, look, man, fuck all that. I'm like, let's get all this shit. Let's get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get up out of here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't got no time to play. We could talk about this shit on the road. We got to get out of here right now. You know what I'm saying? He like, big. So we grabbed all our shit. Mind you, this still that Friday. You know what I'm saying? We grabbed all our shit, stuffed the car. We hit the road. We was out of there. You know what I'm saying? So while we on the road back to Detroit, I'm telling them everything, how everything happened. You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, ain't no way that shit happened. He like, you lying. I'm like, bro, I swear to God. I was like, I just so happened to ask the right person. You know what I'm saying? And he was the one and only person I asked. It wasn't like I asked 3 or 4 people or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then I got lucky. Like, no, he was the first and only person I asked. And he was the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fell through with it 100%. Like, no cap. No cap. He took me to the police department, everything. Like, man, God sent, man. Swear to God, God sent, you know. So, while we on the road flying back, we on 96 East, back to the D. You know what I'm saying? We flying up the freeway. Let's get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to have warrants out here and shit. Like, man, let's get the fuck up out of here, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they ticketed me, you know, when they impounded the car. They just didn't take me to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, we out of here. Same day, we got the fuck up out of there. Boom, we get back to the D, right? While we back at the D, when we get back to the D, he like, all right, bro, you know, I'll let you know when, you know, we get the next site. Whoop-de-whoop. He like, we probably ain't gonna be back till about Monday or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool, you know. So we pieced it out. He took his share. He went in the crib. You know what I'm saying? I pulled off. I pulled up on my baby mama and the kids. You know what I'm saying? My kids, they was little bitty kids at the time. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up on them. I grabbed everything out the trunk. You know what I'm saying? I took it all in the crib and I spread it out everywhere. And their eyes was all big, like, oh my God, what is all of this? I'm like, this y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? All this for y'all, you know? Man, they went crazy. You know, I gave everything to them, you know, flat out. And it was so much shit. It was crazy. You know, it was so much. But I just did it to give it to them, you know. Just what it was, you know. I'd rather see them smile, you know. I was straight. I had everything I needed. I was cool. I had my money. I was good with it. You know what I'm saying? That was enough for me. Shit, I got my money. The rest of this shit is for my kids. You know what I'm saying? That's for them. So, You know, that's how that happened, man. You know, so it was a good day. You know, I got my car back. You know, I'm back in the D. You know, it was a good day. You know, well, this was like, fast forward to tape, this was like that Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no site. They ain't calling me for no job. You know, the demolition company I'm working for, they ain't called for no jobs, no nothing. So I'm calling them, hey, what's going on? I ain't get a site, nothing. What's up? They like, we don't got no work for you right now, blah, blah, blah. All along, they fired me, but they would never say that. You know, they just kept saying that they didn't have no work for me. So I'm not going to work, right? So, all right, whatever, you know. I'm cruising in the streets of the D. I blew through a stop sign. Like I said, this like that following Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? This like a couple days later after we got back to the city, you know. Here I am in the city, in the streets. I blew a stop sign. The stop sign that I blew, it was a cop sitting right there waiting on somebody to blow that stop sign. I'm the one that blew the damn stop sign. So the cop jumped out, fleed me and shit, right? Mind you, I'm still suspended. I don't got no proper paperwork on the car. I just got, you know, dog had got it for me, you know, off of his name. You know what I'm saying? Man, they impounded the car again. This Detroit police. So the car got impounded in Grand Rapids, and I got it back on that clutch move from dog out there. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I didn't brought the car back to the D. And dog is out in Grand Rapids. He 3 hours away. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 hours away. You know? Got the car impounded again. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple days later. Right? So after the car get impounded, I ain't even said nothing. I just laid low for a couple days. I was like, man, I got to figure out the next move, man. I'm like, the car got impounded again. I'm like, nah, it's impounded in Detroit. I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna get this car? You know? Well, the damn impound lot, they told me, long as I get the title, you know what I'm saying, I could sign it over to somebody, they'll release the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. So I chilled for a couple more days. By that Thursday, the guy Shine from Grand Rapids, he called me. He was like, hey, bro, the title in. I only been down for a couple days. And he called me and said the title was in, right? Now, just so happened, I was messing with this older chick at that time, too, right? The woman Kasha I told y'all about, you know what I'm saying? The nasty woman. Crazy. But anyway, at that time, she was rocking with me real tough at that time, you know. So I'm like, okay, if I can get back to Grand Rapids and go get that title and bring that title back, I can, you know, sign it over to somebody, you know, and they can get it off the lot for me. So I called her. I'm like, look, I need to go get the title to my car. You know what I'm saying? She like, oh, okay, that ain't no problem. Where is it? I'm like, it's in Grand Rapids. She like, what? I'm like, yeah, I need to get out there to Grand Rapids. She like, you know what? I got the time. It ain't no problem. Let's do it. Man, we headed out there that next day. We went out there. We drove all the way out there. She drove all the way out there, drove back. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just down with the shit. So I had a ride out there to Grand Rapids to go get the title. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the dog house, right, he stayed in like these little bitty ass like apartment like things. You know what I'm saying? Man, I came in the building and shit, right? I get to his door. I knock on the door, right? He answered the door. Smell like nothing but booty in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, it's stinking here. You know what I'm saying? But I come in so I can get the title, you know, because he like let me in. So I come in, you know, I gotta show some love. He did me a solid one, and he about to give me the title. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have smoked me, you know, but he about to give me the title. So I had to step in, you know. I step in, while walking in, I get a little closer. I see over on the other side of the couch, you got the TV there, up against the wall. On the other side of the couch on the floor, there's two dudes laying next to each other, half naked with their booty out and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, nah, I see what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on that rainbow time. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't going. So I'm patiently waiting on him. He flipping all through the mail, you know what I'm saying, to get the title and shit. Like, man, come on with that, man. You knew I was coming for that shit. He was trying to be funny, you know what I'm saying, type shit. I wasn't going, so he finally find the title. He handed it to me. I thanked him. I was like, good looking, man. I appreciate it, woo, good looking, and I got up out of there with my kids. I got up out of there. I'm like, yeah, peace out. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I left up out of there, right? I go jump in the car with girl. She look up. She like, you get the title? Showed it to her. She like, oh yeah, it's on. We pulled off. She was like, you know what? Just for you coming out here handling your business like you supposed to. She like, I'm gonna put the car in my name so you can get it off the lot. I'm like, straight up? She like, yeah, I got you. You my homie. I fuck with you. Woo, woo, woo. And she genuinely just fucked with me. Like, she just had love for me. Like, she fucked with me the long way. You know what I'm saying? Man, we drove all the way back from Grand Rapids back to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? With the title, I'm sitting there in the passenger seat, title in my hand, feeling good. Like, hell yeah. Like, man, what type of shit was that? Like, that was some clutch ass crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? All within a week's time. You know what I'm saying? So we get back to the D, right? We get back. She put the title in her name, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? She put insurance on the car, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time my car got impounded in the D, they wanted insurance and all of that. The Grand Rapids tow yard, they didn't care about insurance or none of that. It was just long as the car was in this person's name and the person cleared the police clearance. They didn't care about insurance and all of that shit. They was cool with just the police clearance. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I had got that car, without no insurance and shit. But by the time I got back to Detroit, they like, nah, you gotta have insurance. Man, girl put insurance on it, everything. You know what I'm saying? We got all the paperwork. We went up to the impound lot. She showed them everything. Boom, 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 boom. They like, damn, we gotta release the car to them. They see me in the back rubbing my hands, doing the Birdman rub. They see me, you know what I'm saying? They had handed her the keys. She turned around, handed them to me. Go get your car, baby. I looked at them, I was like, can't hold the player down, man. Can't hold the player down, man. I went and got the car. I pulled off the lot. I pulled up on her. She was jumping in her car. She like, go ahead, do your thing. Just holler at me later. I'm like, good looking, baby. You know what it is. I'm gonna get with you. I pulled off. I pulled over to a gas station. You know what I did? I got my blunt rolled. You know what I'm saying? And after I rolled that motherfucker, I sparked that bitch. And I said, damn, Mr. Roll Up, you a bad motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got this car back twice within a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, from Grand Rapids to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? On some wild shit. So all in all, I got the car back. I done got it insured and everything off of my Cougar. You know what I'm saying? And she took me out there to go get this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga Shine, he was on some funny shit. And that's why he did it in the first place. For real. You know what I'm saying? He thought I was probably gonna be down with the hokey pokey thing. You know what I'm saying? But nah, top dog over here. I don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't roll like that. So, no. I got that title. I got up out of there. Peace out. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. And he never hit me up after that, or, never was on nothing funny, or, asked for nothing or none of that. So shout out to Shine, but he thought he had one. So that's why he was so generous and did what he did, because he real life on the low was on it. But the whole time me and him interacted, I didn't see none of that out of him. You know what I'm saying? Up until I went to go get the title. You know what I'm saying? Which was damn near a week later. That's when he showed me the other side of him. You know what I'm saying? He had his little boyfriends down there, laid up half naked, smell like booty and shit. Like, come on, man. I know what's going on here. I ain't with that. I don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all through. You know what I'm saying? Flat out, y'all through. So, I got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that. So they got the memo. Again, I ain't heard nothing else from him, none of that. I got the car bag clutches healed. You know what I'm saying? It's Mr. Roll Up. This is what I do. But far as the job with the demolition, they never called me back. You know what I'm saying? And we finally came to a conclusion that it was somehow, some way they knew that we stole that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a camera somewhere showing us, stealing that shit or something. You know what I'm saying? And instead of, charging us or anything, they just terminated us. You know what I'm saying? It was never an official fire. It was just, they kept just saying they didn't have no work for us. You know what I'm saying? So basically with us not showing up so much, it like logged us out their system. And that's how they got rid of us. You know what I'm saying? But it was what it was. No charges ever came up, no nothing, It was just everything I told you, you know what I'm saying? Got away on some fluke shit, you feel me? Like fluke as hell. So I lit my blunt, I reminisced on that shit, I pulled off. I'm back in the D. Back on that. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.